everybody, this is Tina with Two Chicks and a Cricut, and this is I think this is our 6th Christmas Tuesday layout, and it's just going to be a one-sided layout today. A couple weeks ago I did another one-sided layout, and it was my holiday hugs layout, and this page is going to go right next to it. So I just chose to do I grabbed this patterned piece of paper. It was from a paper stack, and it's just striped and a little bit of glitter. So my title of this one is going to be Peppermint Kisses, and I'm using this picture right here of my daughter with candy canes, me and my daughter with candy canes. And it's just going to have one picture on it, and I don't normally do that. But I really loved this picture, and I wanted to be able to use it. So the other thing I chose another patterned piece of paper, which usually I wouldn't do. Usually with this type of paper, if I was doing this, I would just use a solid. But I grabbed this paper, and it is from Stampin' Up. I usually don't talk about Stampin' Up too much unless I'm doing a Stampin' Up video, just because I don't want you guys to feel like that all I talk about is Stampin' Up. But this seemed to work really well. It was from their Designer Series paper, which I just did a review on a couple weeks ago, and it was the polka dot side, and it was in Cherry Cobbler. So I decided to go ahead and use the polka dot, and then also I'm using the words on the other side. So this is just a 1-inch strip, and I'm just doing some basic layering that you guys see me do a lot. And just basic colors. I'm just using red, and I did use a solid piece of Cherry Cobbler red as well. I used the Cricut Cartridge, let me look and make sure what it is. Gingerbread, which was a seasonal cartridge from last year. So this is a piece of very vanilla cardstock, and it's also from Stampin' Up. It just happened that this layout just happened to work with Stampin' Up colors, and that's really why I chose to use them. So I have an ink pad, a Cherry Cobbler ink pad. And I'm just going to get one of my daubers, and I'm going to ink around the edges of this white, of this very vanilla paper. Alright, so I'm just going to put this on the very bottom of my page. And then I have another piece of Cherry Cobbler polka dot paper, and it's going at the bottom. And instead of putting this right in the middle of my white piece of paper like I normally do, I'm putting it towards the bottom. So the pattern paper is a little bit lower than normal. So I have my picture that I have mounted on very vanilla, and then I've chosen to use the opposite side of the polka dot paper for my matting of my photo and my journaling. And then this is the candy cane that I chose. I used the Gingerbread Cartridge, and it was chunkier. That's why I decided to use it. And what I did is, it has, if you can see, this was cut at 2.5, and then the large one was cut at 3.5. And the normal cut is a shadow feature with a little bit of a overlap, and then your actual cut is a little smaller, so you have kind of a shadow effect. On the larger candy cane, you can see I just trimmed that shadow part off. So I'm going to put the larger candy cane here, and then I have 2 of the smaller candy canes, and I used the flip feature on my expression. And I just flipped one of the candy canes so it would be the opposite. And it's going to go right there. I'm going to mount that there. And then I cut out Peppermint Kisses with 2 different fonts on my Cricut. And I used my Gypsy. I chose to cut Peppermint out of Cindy Lou. And I welded it together. I welded my letters together, so it would be easier really to put on here. And then I did Kisses in the Gypsy font. And I also welded my letters together, and that's going to go right there. So I'm going to glue all this down, and then I'll come back and show you just a couple other things that I'm going to do. So here's my candy cane layout. It just has the one picture, and my journaling is a little bit extra long. And I was really excited to use the 2 different fonts on this page. I see that done sometimes, and I'm never sure how to do it. So I really like the way it came out. And as always, there'll be a picture at the bottom of this post. And I think we just have one more layout to go. I think this is actually our 7th layout. I'm not sure. But I've really enjoyed this Christmas layout series, and I will be doing it next year too. So anyways, thanks guys for stopping by the blog, and I hope you enjoyed this layout, and we'll talk to you later.